Yo, what's up, everybody? I'm Bob Walters. This is Locked Up Sports. The Giants with an embarrassing showing on Monday Night Football, 33-15 loss to the New England Patriots, and in a season that looked like it had some promise to it early after Jaxson Dart took over, and it just went downhill. And tonight may have just been rock bottom for the franchise. I mean, it was just terrible. The special teams, I can't with the special teams. I don't even know what to say. I've been telling you forever that the special teams is terrible. You know, I mean, you might as well sign that kid from Bayport who kicked the 47-yarder to win the Long Island Championship for Bayport, because that's a better kick than a Giant kicker has had in years. Today, they couldn't even get the ball off the ground. That field goal, the being called the worst special teams play in history, it's certainly up there. It's one of the funniest. It certainly signifies, like, it just wraps everything that the Giants have in special teams in one play. As you see Chu kick it into the ground. I mean, he's come in here. They thought maybe he'd, level things out with the kicking game with him, and it's just been just as bad as anybody else. Missing field goals of 45 yards against the Packers. Missing extra points, and then this thing tonight, and also then you throw on top of it, they got up a 94-yard punt return for a touchdown. The game was over in the first quarter. A lot of games that the Giants have played this year, okay, we've been like, the best 2-10 team in history, right? Which I thought was just a backhanded kind of compliment, a smack in the face of any Giant fan out there saying that. I don't know why you would be proud of that, but they are certainly not a good team. And even the best 2-10 team falls to 2-11, and just a complete embarrassment. Jaxson Dart was not good. He's running around. He's going to get himself hurt. He's not long for this league if he keeps playing like that. And he could sit up there at the podium and tell you, that's how I play. Watch my film since high school. Well, you know what? This is the NFL, and you're going to get yourself hurt. You've already gotten yourself hurt. Scadaboo's out. He got himself hurt. You can't just play with reckless abandon when you're going up against guys who are 350 pounds, 6'6", and you're running around there and diving head first and running down the sideline, get extra yards. You're 2-10. I wouldn't even have played him this week. I know he's probably campaigning to play, and he wanted to play probably last week, and he wants to get in there, and that's all good, fine and good. But this is your only hope. Jaxson Dart's the Giants' only hope. And if he's going to play like that, he's going to get himself hurt. He's going to have a short career. And he's going to have a lot of problems later in life, too, with his head injuries. You can't do it. And he's out there week after week. First game back. I mean, it was 2 plays in. And he gets a hit like on a play that it looked like it could have been knocked him out for the rest of the season. The Giants came out today. They weren't ready to play. Listen, they were outclassed by New England. Drake May didn't have his greatest game, but he didn't need to have a great game because it was over in the first quarter, 17-0 before you even sat down to watch the game. 17-0. The Giants were never in this game. Yeah, they got 2 scores. They scored a touchdown in the first half, a touchdown in the second half, and that was it. They could do nothing on third downs. They could do nothing on they played 0 plays in the red zone. 0. They had 0 plays that were inside the 20-yard line of the New England Patriots. And it was just a complete rout. The team wasn't ready to play. You can forget about, listen, the GM's got to go. I said the GM had to go anyway. But if there's anybody left that's kind of on his side, I don't know what you're watching. And when they fired Dable, they said that, these last 7 games, we're going to watch them. They matter to us. We want to win. We want to see improvement. His job's on the line. And they've come out and they haven't won a game since. And they haven't even really been close. I guess you could say that, the Packers won, and they had a lead against the Bears. But tonight was just the culmination of just a bad football team that went out there, was disinterested, not ready to play. The special teams failed them. They couldn't stop anybody. They couldn't get off the field on third down. They couldn't convert any third downs. They played no plays inside the red zone. Jaxson Dart, their star, only hope for this franchise going forward, is running around getting himself killed. I mean, what are we doing? The Giants, this is what I imagine. I wasn't around for, but this is what I would imagine the Giants of the 70s were. And it's just, and you talk about those as the word. This is one of the founding franchises of the NFL. And they are just an embarrassment. Week after week after week. At least the Jets are putting some wins together. They got a good win this week. You know, there's some kind of the growth there. And the Giants, 8 weeks ago, we were sitting here going, all right, you know what? The Giants got their future, right? They're gonna be back. They're on the uptick. The losing and the downhill journey of this franchise is over. It's not going to be perfect. It's going to take a little while, but they're going to at least be. You're going to see them start to climb the mountain. Well, I mean, it's just been a disaster season, and they're one game ahead of the Titans. Right now, the Titans are on the clock, but I could see the Titans winning another 2 games. Giants aren't going to probably win another 2 games, although they do have a couple winnable games left. You could say Minnesota, who just got shut out. They don't have a quarterback. You could see them beating the Raiders, who are terrible. They could. I don't think they'll beat Washington, but that's who they got next. It's just a complete disaster. And the Patriots, who just have turned things around completely, are in the driver's seat to get the 1 seed and a bye in home field throughout the playoffs. The road to the Super Bowl in the AFC is going to go through New England. They've won 10 in a row. They got one of the best coaches in the league. They got a quarterback who in his second year is going to be right there for an MVP. He probably won't win it. It'll probably be Stafford, but you know, people are down on Stafford now because of the Rams just lost, and they're going to be up on Drake May because of the slaughtering of the Giants, even though he didn't really have a great game. But the Giants just find ways to embarrass themselves. And there were times this year where you were optimistic about the Giants, even though you knew they weren't going anywhere. It wasn't going to be a great season, but you were optimistic. The future looked bright. They had the quarterback. They had the running back. They had a good receiver. They could just straighten out the special teams. And they can't do any of that. The quarterback got hurt. He's going to get hurt again. You can't run around like that in the NFL if you're a quarterback and be diving 2 yards at 2-10. 2 yards is not a big deal because they're going to take his head off. And he sits there, and I know that's how he plays. You don't want to cut him off at the knees and tell him you can't play like this, but you have to learn to throw. You can't be the best running back on the team if you're the quarterback. You can't. Doesn't work. You're not Josh Allen. There's only one Josh Allen. And the only reason it works for him is because he's somewhat close to the size of the guys that are hitting him. These guys that are hitting Jaxson Dart are 200 pounds on him. And I get it. It looks good. And, he wants the extra fight for the extra yard. Don't fight for the extra yard because it's going to get yourself killed. And you're going to be no good sitting on the sideline. I probably wouldn't have pulled them. But listen, they looked okay with Winston, right? The last couple of games. It was fun to watch. He could throw the ball. He doesn't embarrass you. He kills you at the end with a big pick every time. But wins and losses at this point don't matter. You're 2-11. And the play calling was terrible. Giants, they're down. They're down 3 scores, and they're just with 10 minutes to go, and they're just running the ball into the line. First, second, third down. Like, what are you doing? Like, either your quarterback can throw it or he can't. And he can throw. We don't know he can. But why run it 3 times into the line? You don't have a great running back there. Like I said, Jaxson Dart's probably one of your best runner. And you don't want to run him because you're going to get him killed. But what are you doing running the ball into the line 3 times? So, this will be the last we see of Kafka. He'll go be a coordinator somewhere. And they can't let the GM stay, right? He can't stay. I don't know why they even gave him another chance. Because you could say his drafts are okay, right? Look, he got Jaxson Dart. He got a Scatterboo. He got a, I mean, come on. Yeah, he did get them, and they look like they might be good, but you lose it every week. Eventually, you have to win. It's embarrassing. As bad as the Jets were, the Jets are better than the Giants. I don't even know how that became possible. Because it's just, they either blow a huge fourth quarter lead, which they've done 4 or 5 times in games that you have to win, or they come out and like tonight, and it's just a complete disaster. This looked like a lot like the team last year and the year before that, where they just weren't ready to play. I mean, it was 5 minutes into the game, and you got Jaxson Dart getting his head taken off. You got a punt return for a touchdown. You got another 17-0 in 5 minutes into the game, and it's over right there. They're not coming back 17-0. And the Patriots are good. Patriots are going to get the 1 seed probably in the AFC. After all that, they had that huge dynasty. They go dormant for about 2 or 3 years, and now they're right back 11-2. This is you got so many teams that have a chance. There's not a single. Out of the teams that are 500 and better, there's not a single team that has a greater. Everybody is 20-1 or better to win the Super Bowl. There's like 15 teams that can win this thing. No, it's wide open, and the Giants and Jets are at the bottom, kicking the grass and not even kicking the football when they're trying to kick a field goal. I mean, the Jets. There's 10,000 people in MetLife Stadium. It's embarrassing. It's been forever. 15 years for the Jets, 10 years for the Giants. Like, it's been a long, long time. Those Super Bowls are a long time ago. Eli Manning's almost 50. And it's been nothing since the day Tom Coughlin walked out. It's just been a disaster. They can't pick a coach. It's been one after another, just disasters. You think they're going to get a good one this time? Well, what makes you think that? They're going to go after, they're probably going to get one of these coordinators. Oh, he's the next hot thing. And they're going to just be terrible again. The defense is just god awful. All summer, you heard, Giants are going to even if their offense isn't great, they got a top 5 defense. Defense is going to be on point. Defense is terrible. It's one of the worst in the league. They can't tackle anybody. I mean, and they never get off the field on third down. They've let how many teams come back in the fourth quarter? They never stop anybody on a game-winning drive. Never. When you're blowing 10-point and 15-point leads in the fourth quarter, that's the defense. They never stop anybody. When you're, okay, we just got to get a stop. Get off the field. Get the ball back. And they go right down their throat and stick it in the end zone every single time. Tonight, they just put them out of their misery 10 minutes into the game. And then the play call and just running it into the line. Like you'd think they had Emmitt Smith and Barry Sanders, the amount they run. Clock's running. They're just running into the line. I mean, come on. And the special teams is some of the worst I've ever seen. Ever. And the play tonight, and they deserve to be laughed at. And the shot of Jaxson Dart right after the kicker kicks his foot into the field and misses the ball. It goes right to Jaxson Dart, the close up, and he's sitting there. He goes, "Oh my God! Like, what the hell am I doing?" He's not going to stick around. He's probably going to be like, "Why am I going to stick around here?" And then he made a comment about something about Brian Dable. Listen, Brian Dable was a terrible head coach. They better get it right with the coach. They have the players, but you can't have Jaxson Dart putting his life on the line here at 2-10 and running for one extra yard and he got killed. One of them was the dirty hit. It was a dirty hit. It was out of bounds. But that happens. That's not his fault. But he shouldn't even have been down there. Like, what are you doing? Just go out of bounds. It's 2 yards. Okay, you don't have to prove yourself that, I want to fight for every yard. Because we'd rather have a quarterback who knows where he is rather than a quarterback who got 2 extra yards and is sitting there. There's no idea where he is because he's got 9 concussions. And then even with Scatterboo, he had one of the worst ankle injuries you will ever see. You can't watch the screen. You have to turn away because it was so bad. 3 days after getting surgery, he's at Madison Square Garden doing WWE. Then nobody decided he had to get that cleared. Nobody was like, maybe you shouldn't do WWE. What if something happens? And I get it. He's a kid. These guys got to be protected from themselves. They're kids. They're 22-year-old kids. Like, someone's got to sit him down and go, hey, listen. In football, you don't get the rest of that money in that contract if you get injured and your career's over. You don't get the rest of the money. Maybe that's how you got to explain it to him. But just a complete embarrassment thing. And I thought they were going to come out and play well. Right? I figured, okay, maybe they'll play well. They're getting Jaxson Dart back. The defense, maybe the defense steps up because the defensive coordinator got fired. People feel guilty. The guy lost his job. It's my fault. We stink. Maybe they come and play better. I was dead wrong. I was dead wrong on all the picks this week. I thought the Browns were gonna play well against San Francisco. Nope. Brett was right. Brett picked. I think he picked the Rams to lose. But it's frustrating how it's so wide open. It's not a year where you're like, okay, it's going to be the Chiefs, it's going to be the Bills, it's the Ravens, it's the Eagles. It could be anybody. And the Giants and Jets, except the Giants and Jets. Even teams like the Dolphins, who are a bad team, coach was about to be fired a month ago, even they have gone and rang off 4 in a row. And we knew it was going to be a rough season for the Giants. We knew that with the schedule and the rookies and the young team. But a 2-11, I mean, every year it's 2-11, 1-8. The season was literally over for both New York teams before Halloween, before the World Series was over. And I told you 3 weeks ago or whatever it was that the kicking is an embarrassment. Teams have said that the NFL record has been broken twice this year for longest field goal. Teams are routinely hitting 60-yard field goals. Teams, a 50-yard field goal now should be made 8 out of 10 times. It's not like, oh, he's a 50-yarder. No, it's not even, nobody blinks an eye at a 50-yarder anymore. And the Giants can't even kick the ball. And when they do, it's no good. They miss extra points. The kickers get hurt in warm-ups multiple seasons in a row. They're going to be on I think it's the 5th or 6th coach in 8 years. I mean, it's they're the laughingstock. And you thought that, okay, we hit the rock bottom. Now we're going to be okay because we got the quarterbacks. We got to, it's going to be okay. It's going to be a little rocky because, learning process, learning curve and everything. But they're going to be okay. Well, I don't even know if that's the case anymore. They looked better with Jameis Winston the last couple of days, the last couple of weeks. And I guess, that's not so surprising. Right now, Jameis Winston's probably a better quarterback. But, I mean, at one point tonight, 5 minutes into the game, the Patriots ran 16 plays and they had 17 points. I mean, come on. What are you doing? Punt returns for touchdowns. 3 and out for the Giants. Turnover for the Giants. The defense can't stop nothing. And it's frustrating, too, because they had a couple games that they could have won this year. They had a couple games. But because the defense, who we were told was a top 5 defense with elite pass rushers all over the place, they're going to be taking these quarterbacks out. They are terrible. Receivers running all over the field, wide open, behind everybody. third down. And, Giants just not even, nobody even in the screen. So another embarrassment. They're now 2-11. They have a bye this week. I mean, I guess, they can't lose, right? They got a bye. So it's not that terrible. But again, it's just, it's really a shame. I mean, this is one of the founding franchises of the NFL. And they had just an entire decade lost. The Jets, you expect it, right? It's the Jets. And they're just kind of like, it's almost, you laugh about it because it's so bad and it's never good and they never win. Giants are it's the New York Giants. It's supposed to be like the it's the Yankees. That's why I could talk about the Yankees and how cocky and arrogant they are, because the Giants are the Yankees, right? And I'm a Giants fan. But, I mean, they ran this brand right into the ground. They are now a team that they're flying, sell the team banners over the stadium. I mean, when fans spend they spend a lot of money anyway. They have to pay these PSLs, and they still throw some of the extra money that they have to rent a plane to fly banners over to tell the owner, who's not going to sell the team, obviously, to sell the team. Everybody knows that the GM should have been fired with the coach. Like, what are you going to do? You going to have this guy pick another coach? How many coaches do you get to pick? Like 2-11. It should be 2-11. We get it. They were going to miss the playoffs this year. They weren't going to be great, but now it's just a laughing stock. When they play well, they can't keep the lead. They blow it. Fourth quarter, 4 or 5 blown double-digit leads in the fourth quarter. Tonight, no show on national TV. They go out on national TV in front of everybody, Monday Night Football, and just completely no show. It's 17-0, 5 minutes into the game. Nobody wants to see that. And everyone's like, the Giants. Yeah, of course the Giants lost. The Giants. Shouldn't be like, it's the Giants. That of course they lost. That's not what the New York Giants are supposed to be. So the Maras should be embarrassed with themselves, and the Tishes should be embarrassed with themselves. And you know what? They'll probably they'll find a way to keep the GM. It wasn't, we fired the coach. No, get rid of him. Get rid of all of them. And go get the kid from Bayport to kick field goals for you for the rest of the season, because there's some people who might actually come and watch that game then. Right? 47 yards, championship on the line, buries it through the uprights. And this is what the Giants do with their field goals. They kick the ground and they miss the ball. That says it all right there. Giants lose 33-15. Like I said, it wasn't even that close. I was wrong. I thought they'd come out and play well. I even put some money on it. So a disaster. Bye next week. Then they got Washington. They still got the Raiders. They still got Minnesota. And they still got, I think it's Dallas. But they definitely have Washington, Minnesota, and the Raiders. 3 teams who you should be able to win at least 2 of them. But they won't. They'll lose all 3. They'll have 2 big leads in the fourth quarter, and then they'll have a game like tonight. Minnesota didn't even score a touchdown. They didn't score a point this week. They would have beat the Giants tonight. So that does it for us here. Giants lose 33-15. Patriots won 10 in a row. They are now 11-2. They have the number 1 seed. The Super Bowl looks like the road to the Super Bowl looks like it's headed through New England once again. And it looks like it's going to be another big chunky years for New England where they're going to be good. They got an excellent quarterback. He's 22 years old. They got one of the best coaches. The defense looks good. And the Giants and Jets are sitting here at 2-11 and 3-10 or whatever that is. So that does it for us. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Don't forget, rate, review, and subscribe. Every little bit helps. We'll do something tomorrow, maybe on the wrap up of the week. Interesting week. Rams lose. The Bears are the number 1 seed. I mean, these teams coming into this year, the big teams now that are right there. This is how wide open it is. The Bears, the Rams losing, so the Bears are now the 1 seed. The Patriots, the Colts, the Broncos. Not these. Again, you got the Chiefs, who are basically almost eliminated. You got Baltimore, who's right on the cusp of being eliminated. The Bills still look okay. They'll make it in, but are they going to beat New England? New England's going to win the division. So we'll see. That does it for us. I'm Bob Walters. Thanks for watching, everybody. From the Brian Gunzel Studios. See ya.